was deep down in my knee asking for guidance. On that one night when I was really crying in the bathroom, saying that I really can't do this anymore, I need help. I was crying for hours in the bathroom. And I remember I hear a voice saying that change. Change? What do you mean by change? And I sit with that change in my head for a long time.
6, 7 years ago, to my knowledge, that's when you are taking care of 3 kids, and they're all like babies, right?
Yes, that was that was the time that I experienced a series of devastated events. My marriage fell, and at that time I started questioning. All this year, I thought if I can just work hard, climb up the corporate ladder, make lots of money,
Right.
and own rental properties, and have a marriage and put all my effort into the family, raising kids, I will have a good life. But it is not the case.
Yeah, it sounds like that, almost that perfect equation in your head. It's like if I check off all of these, my life will be good. And
Exactly.
and so because you said purpose, right? And all of a sudden you might have feel like you lost your purpose. And how did you get your purpose again? Because your equation is gone now.
Great questions.
Mhm.
Like thinking about that, I think all my life is on a checklist. If I did this, check, 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 check. And I never thought about what is my purpose. I thought as a woman, my purpose is to go to school, to get a degree, to find a job, to get married, to get a good husband and have kids. And I would sacrifice all my life for the family. At that time, I start questioning, have I lived all my life wrong? All this year, with all these things that I thought I have to achieve, was not working. Where do I go? What have I done wrong? So what happened is, again, when I say that, when I was deep down in my knee asking for guidance, on that one night when I was really crying in the bathroom, saying that I really can't do this anymore, I need help. I was crying for hours in the bathroom. And I remember I hear a voice saying that change. Change? What do you mean by change? And I sit with that change in my head for a long time. And I don't know how long it was. And finally, I stand up from the bathroom floor, look at myself in the mirror, and I say, I don't care what it takes me, how long it's going to take me, but I'm going to change. From today on, I am going to change. And in fact, I have no clue how am I going to change.
Yeah, that's very impressive because I'm just imagining 3 kids. It's probably dragging you down, right? So it's not like you have a clean slate and you can only go up from there. It's so how I guess it's a balance between making sure your responsibilities are fit. Yeah, I'm just I haven't hit that life stage yet, but I want to listen. I want to hear about it.
Right.
What are the struggles, and then how did you fight through
Right.
it?
So when I asked, how am I going to change? It took me a few weeks. But during those time, as I asked for guidance, I also look for sign. And during that time, there's more sign coming my way. And I start paying attention to them. And it leads me to taking a personal seminar. It's a personal development seminar. And I remember when I go into that seminar, and my mentor, I would not say he's my mentor. He's not my mentor yet. But then he is one of the speaker. He came into the room, and the first thing he said, what do you want? What do you really, really want? And then he walked up to me and looked me in my eye and said, what do you really, really want? I was shocked
Right.
because I'm like, I don't know what I want. I never asked myself that questions before.
Mhm.
And then you look at me again, it's like, that is the most important questions in your whole life that you need to answer. And since then, it changed my life because I start to give myself permission to go for what I really, really want in my life.
And do you mind sharing with us, like what at the current moment, what do you really want for your life?
Right now,
Mhm.
right now, like I nowadays, like when I coach all the women who came to my coaching container, the first 5 questions that I ask everyone is, what do you want in all area of your life? What would you love? If I'm a fairy godmother and I'll say I'll give you everything that you want, what would you want in the 5 area of your life? So the 5 basic area of our life is career or your business or your
Okay.
vocation or the work that you want to contribute to the world. Your relationship. What is your relationship with your family, with your partner, with your friends? And the other one is your health, right? How do you want to look young? Do you want to be radiant? Do you want to be healthy? And how healthy do you want to be? And many women, when we look at ourselves in the mirror, the first thing we do is we criticize ourselves. Oh my God, I have one gray hair. Oh my God, I have more wrinkles. We want to feel good in our own skin.
Mhm.
And the other one is the impact. What is the impact you want to do in the world? What kind of impact do you want? And many times we want to be confident in our own way. In our own way. And the other one is time and money freedom. If you have all the time in the world, if you have all the money in the world, what would you like to do? Where would you like to go? What would you do? And who do you want to give it to? So those are the 5 most important questions that we has to give ourselves permissions to answer. And really let your imagination go wild. Remember when I was in grade 2, I am not sure about you. In grade 2, in a typical traditional classroom, when the teacher was in the front of the classroom, he or she was talking and talking and talking. Most little kids will look out the window and look at the birds, look at the cloud, look at everything outside the window. And then what did the teacher say? See, stop daydreaming, focus, right? So since young, our parents, our teacher, teach us not to dream. And I still remember when I was in this personal development class, and he told me, what do you really want? What do you really want? He said, this is your number 1 homework that you have to do. And I remember I went home and I kept thinking, what do I really want? What do I really want? I let my imagination go wild. And I write down exactly what I want. I was so excited. And I remember I was running down the stair and I saw my parents in the living room. And I looked at them and said, look, Dad and Mom, this is what I want for my dream.
As a 40-year-old.
Yes. And my mom stand up from the couch. And she looked at me and was like, see, you don't need that. You don't really need that. You just need a good life. Continue to work your corporate job, and so you can retire earlier and you can be very comfortable. Your job right now is to do everything for the kids. I was so disappointed. I was thinking that I was only 40 years old. Really? That was it for my life? I have to sacrifice the rest of my life for my kids? What about me? What about me? It took me a few days to really go past that.
Wow. Yeah. Can't imagine that. Imagine me in my 40s, and yeah, I think that I'm glad you brought up parents, especially specifically Asian parents,
Mm-hmm.
because this the stereotypical Asian parents where it's more about being solid, living like a mundane life, but then um, their definition of fulfilling, as you achieve all the check off the formula, right? So I'm curious. That's what happened afterwards when you actually started, and what did your parents think about what you're doing now?
Right. So one thing is so critical is we were so close to our parents and we are so influenced by our parents. And one thing is our parents did not really understand that we're in a different generation. In their generations, in their era, yes, they suffer a lot. They have to work really, really hard to save the money. And I really appreciate what they sacrifice for me. But that is not my life. I really don't want to tiptoe safety to die. And I like I say, when my mom say that you don't need this, you really
Yeah.
don't need this. You just need to have a good life and retire comfortably. It took me a few days, actually I would say a few weeks, until I hire my mentor and my mentor say, see, what do you really want? He redirect me to my dream. And it's so hard when we don't have the support to redirect you to your dream, because if you are always influenced by people around you. And people around me, they're not able to help me to push me to the next level of success that I really want for my life.